National Chief, thanks for being with us. This was your first center stage political appearance in Ottawa after securing a historic victory yourself. What went through your mind as you watched the ceremony?
Well, I certainly felt the significance of it, being present and watching the first Indigenous woman being installed as the Governor General was really an amazing moment for me to witness. I was happy to be there.
Are you concerned at all, as the first Indigenous head of a colonial state, that expectations on Mary Simon may be too high?
I have been asked this a couple of times, and you probably watched her speech. She's quite a force, and I really appreciated that she had a great sense of humor. But one of the things she said was her Inuk name, which translated, I believe, into small, bossy woman, something like that. And I just, for me, when she said that, it signaled to me that she's going to inhabit this role in a different way. And as an Indigenous First Nation woman myself, I know that Indigenous women are relentless, strong, resilient, and I believe that she will inhabit this role in a way that nobody has before her.
First Nations have treaties with the Crown that predate Canada. How do you see the treaty relationship working out now that an Inuk is the Queen's representative?
The treaty relationship doesn't change. It doesn't change with the Governor General and who's sitting in that particular seat. We certainly want to have a good relationship with the Governor General and want to raise First Nation priorities. We want to talk about the path ahead for healing and particularly true reconciliation, which is what we're working toward, all of us. And I think that the recent recoveries of our little children at the former institutions, which I call the former institutions of assimilation and genocide, has really brought us to a space in history where reconciliation, I think, takes on a more significant meaning for our allies and for non-Indigenous people across Canada. And Mary Simon, Her Excellency, mentioned this in her speech. She talked about the TRC, the calls to action, and the need for healing.
You were recently touring the country, visiting First Nations leaders now that you can. How confident are you in your lobbying mandate, given concerns about the low voter turnout this time at the AFN among chiefs?
Do you mean, does that impact me? Is that your question?
Just, how confident are you feeling about your mandate, given that there was a low voter turnout at the election?
My mandate is still strong. I'm an elected person. And I said this in another interview that in Ontario, Dennis, when we finish the round where the person does get 50% plus one, in Ontario, all the chiefs will line up behind the person who won. And so I just imagined that the chiefs were all standing behind me and that after the final ballot, because that's our way. Our way is not the non-Indigenous colonial way. Certainly there's work to do in terms of creating better unity and strength with each other, working together, but I don't see it affecting my mandate at all.
You mounted a campaign based on transparency and accountability. What internal changes to the AFN do you propose, and will you move ahead with the external probe of the AFN finances that the Chiefs of Ontario had called for?
Yeah, I want to talk to Regional Chief Glenn Hare about that confidential resolution that was passed by the Chiefs of Ontario and get some direction on that. But I am absolutely committed to not transforming, but evolving the organization and making it better. And so in terms of some of the work that we've already started, for example, a part of my platform was to separate the political arm of the organization from the administrative technical part of the organization. And so that work has begun. In fact, later this week, I'm getting my weeks mixed up already. I am meeting with regional chiefs from across all our regions, and we'll be discussing in our first political meeting. So this meeting that I'm having with them is solely called by my office as a national chief to meet with them and to discuss the political path forward. There will be, of course, ongoing meetings with the Secretariat. Those would be board meetings. Those would be administrative types of meetings. And so I've already started on that mandate of creating a more strong political arm of the organization, while at the same time continuing to create a healthy space within the Secretariat, and certainly wanting to support the good work that they have been doing over the years. There's a lot of good work that has been happening at the AFN. I've said this several times. And so what we need to do is build on that and really address those deficiencies that chiefs have been talking about for many years now.
National Chief, we'll have to leave it there. Congrats. This is the first time I've spoken to you since the election, but appreciate you taking some time with us here.
Yeah, thank you, Dennis. Talk to you again. Take care.